See, we shouldn't have crossed the border. We're back in England and it's been a pretty crappy start. Completely nothing we could do about it, but unfortunately we hit a partridge.
I was driving.
Yeah, totally nothing we can do about it.
Bad.
Yeah, a bunch of them flew out. One of them, bang, smack, game over. No partridge in a pear tree this Christmas. Nicola's got about an hour's worth of work done, or to do, and then we're heading across to see our friends Alistair and Lauren.
Sorry, partridge.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Nidderdale in Yorkshire. Got here last night, just on the edge of the Yorkshire Dales National Park, and we got here in the dark, so no idea what we're looking at, but this to me just typifies this part of the landscape, the dales, the little stone walls and the layers and the freezing biting frost. Pretty frosty actually driving up here last night. So yeah, we're in this area for the next 3 or 4 days now. We're not going to venture too far into the Yorkshire Dales National Park because obviously we've got to come back out again to start heading south. It's the 1st of December today. Yeah, we've got another 3 or 4 days before we have to be down in Cambridge. Ooh, frosty. You can see the van obviously just here. So apparently this is a quarry or lime kiln. Yeah, Toftgate lime kiln, and the coal stone's cut. We'll go up this way. But I think for now it's time to go in, stick on a pair of gloves. Well, not in this order, but stick on a pair of gloves, have some coffee, and then we'll probably go for a bit of an explore. Oh man, it's so cold. So we're now making our way across to Burnham Rocks.
Brimham.
So yeah, we're making our way across to Brimham Rocks. Never been here before. I've seen it plenty of times on imagery because it is quite a famous sort of area here in Nidderdale. And then I think after this, because we've worked up such an appetite, we're going to go for a proper Yorkshire carvery. Come on, Slow Joe.
I keep thinking, because I keep hearing the ice cracking, I keep imagining a huge hole's going to open up and I'm going to be sucked under.
That'd be a damn shame, wouldn't it? Onward to the rocks. So it's time for Nicola's interesting fact of the week.
Have I got one? Okay, they're made from like 300 odd million years ago, and the plates have shifted from the south, and with it then there was a river at the time, and the river then moved. I don't know where it moved to, but it moved, and it left these rocks behind. And then the Ice Age, which was 100,000 years ago or something, basically it's shaped the rocks a bit more, and now ice and weather keeps eroding them. But very crazy looking, but really interesting and really beautiful actually. So worth a visit.
Here ends Nicola's interesting fact of the week. Rather nice sunrise happening right now. Well, it's not quite sunrise just yet, but not frosty, but blooming cold. There's definitely a northerly wind on the go. But I think from this evening it's supposed to start milding up a little bit, but yeah, certainly nowhere near as frosty. I think that wind has kept the frost down. So still in Nidderdale. As I say, we're going to stay here for, well, probably today and into tomorrow, and then start making our way down south tomorrow. But we went to go and, well, we were planning on going into Fountains Abbey and the Ruddly Duddly Studley Ruddly Deer Park or whatever it's called, and Bolton Abbey as well. Goodness me, they like to charge the arm and leg. I mean, I know the Fountains Abbey one is supposed to be spectacular and you could potentially spend all day, but it's £17 each. It's like, what? It's very frustrating. So we'll probably go over to Bolton Abbey and maybe go in there. I'm not sure whether there's somewhere that you can park outside and dander in, or whether you will just have to take the medicine and have the planes and have the £10, I think it's £10 parking. But so I'll head over to Bolton Abbey, explore that side a little bit. I think that's just inside the national park. Tomorrow I think we're going to head into Ripon, see that for a little bit before starting to make our way south. But yeah, rather nice. Time to go get a pie. Oh yes. First up, pork, apple, and black pudding.
You're making little whimpering noises.
Just one more little bit. It is only 9 o'clock in the morning. Next up, the pork and stuffing. Oh, it's Christmas dinner inside a pig. So how was that?
My knees and hands were really shaking, and it's a lot more difficult than you think actually, because you don't know if it's going to be slippery or how far the gap is.
So I'd actually followed her halfway across, and I thought I'll get some footage walking across, and then I'll get it from the other side. Spinning around in the stone, it was all a bit like whoa. And then of course I almost broke my neck running across the bridge to try to grab the final bit of footage. So, but yeah.
I must admit, I got a little way in and thought he was right. I shouldn't be doing this, but I had to just focus on the next step, not worry about what was going on underneath me. So, and there was a couple that were a bit submerged, so they were a bit, but good fun, really good fun.
So anyway, guys, this is Bolton Abbey. £10 parking though.
I think it's quite a lot considering it's mainly just to walk up the paths and the river and stuff.
Yeah, because obviously the whole area, the whole estate is free.
Yeah.
But there's only one real place that you can park in the village. There's a couple of spots that I'm sure the locals know about. If you get here really early, you could park in. But we had to just swallow it up and have the £10 parking fee. So anyway.
And to be honest, that was a bit like going on a fairground ride. So.
So we're going to take a wander up the river now and seize what we can seize. And she's eating again. Well, guys, we've just arrived, well, just outside Cambridge. We're at Fendraden Lakes. We're going to have a little bit of a mooch around. Lovely day. See what wildlife we can see.
We came in slightly the wrong way.
Oh my God.
Which was a nightmare.
We probably should have recorded that there, but it was literally, forget about potholes. These were just like moon craters, and the whole van was like, we came into the back and Guinness was like, what is going on? Once again, hope you've enjoyed this little bimble. I'm not sure when we'll next catch up. Hopefully next week, and I'm sure might include a little bit of what we've been up to in Cambridge. But the plan from there is Cambridge, Wales, and then back over to Ireland.
Via Bristol.
Yeah. So there we go. Correction again. So lovely jubbly. Oh, I think you've got something on you. Hang on. That's better.
And it's not me been licking the screen like he always says I do to my phone.
Yes. And on that joyous note, Guinness is looking hungry. Someone else is getting fed. Let's go see if we can find some birds.
And I've yet to open my number 4, so I'm
4.
going to be doing that in a minute.
Good job. Right. Catch up next week, guys. Next stop, Cambridge.
Bye.